climbed up the hill and found signs that there was another larger werewolf who'd clawed up left some rather large and deep claw marks in one of the trees up on the hill.
Yeah, Zilpha heard that too. Remember, she got
Yeah.
close to it and was like, "Oh, nope."
Yeah, sleep was pretty restless for me thinking about that being out there. So, yeah, Quick's like, when everyone wakes up in the morning, it's like, think we ought to hunt that thing down?
Zilpha's like, "Yeah."
Okay, I've got the connection interrupted notifications, so.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna try reloading Roll20, see if it helps.
It won't last long.
Had that
It goes
issue.
away.
Last weekend too.
Yeah.
It goes away.
That was popping up yesterday afternoon too.
Yeah.
I've been online for like 2.5 hours doing prep, and it didn't pop up at all in that whole time.
Yeah. Well, we're hitting prime time for the
as soon as
U.S.
you guys log in.
Hitting prime time for the U.S. Servers are probably loading up a little.
Send you a message line. A weird question, just because I'm totally ignorant and you know things.
Go ahead. Okay, now I'm staring at a white screen. That was not an improvement.
Let me know if you got my message.
Okay. What was your question?
That was a good question. Hey. I think she said that was a good question. I'd have said she didn't see the question.
No, you have absolutely no worries in that regard.
I thought so, but I wanted to double check.
Okay. Aaron just sent me a message. He should be on his way shortly. Having some weather issues, so don't know if he's going to be in voice or not, or even able. Not, I don't know. He said it'd be text only, but I don't know if that just means as far as not being able to talk, or if he's going to be able to listen also. Anyhow.
Well, if you can at least hear.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty.
This one was taking a little bit to load up for you guys, so.
I see it just fine. It's all right there.
I'm right there next to Antixos.
Oh, Zilpha. Anytime you
I'm
want to
hungry.
come visit me in my tent, you just hop along.
I'm hungry, Antixos. Are you hungry?
Yeah, a little bit. I could go for some bacon right now. Maybe with some truffles or something. And onions. Gotta have
Wrap some
onions.
bacon around some scrimp. Good.
Yeah, we're kind of far from the big water right now. So Scrimp would be kind of spoiled by now, I think. But if we had a pig... Wait a minute. We do have a pig.
User joined your channel.
Hear me?
Hey, Zen.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Yay!
Oh, hey, Zed.
Hello.
How you doing?
Sorry about the delay.
No, we're glad you made it.
I
mean,
don't think it's a
I was
problem.
here. I just...
Pretty
I
much
couldn't
good.
speak correctly.
Always something. Oh, bother.
We were just talking about having a little bit of bacon with some mushrooms and some onions.
What's with everybody in bacon lately?
Well, we do have Porcus and Grunt, so I guess maybe if you could maybe slaughter one, maybe somebody could go digging for some mushrooms and some onions. We could have
Well,
ourselves a feast.
One of the pigs could go digging for some truffles, and the other one could be cured up over some smoke. But I don't think that's the best idea. We got to keep Vic mounted, and he's been doing so good on Grunt. We got to keep Porcus as a backup.
I think
Oh,
you guys are
yeah.
you guys are also forgetting just how much Porky's now worth.
You know, right? They're worth a ton, yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll just buy you a pig and I'll take Porky.
Sounds
that
good.
That is a high profit margin.
As
Yeah.
long as we get bacon, I don't care.
Dilf is feeling kind of hungry too. Kind of all the time hungry right now.
What?
But right now we're sleeping, so
Oh.
we're not that hungry.
Shit, Dad, don't do that to me. I thought we were talking about somebody being fucking pregnant.
I can't sleep when I'm hungry. I'll just wake up and lay there, tummy a grumbling, just thinking about food. Damn it,
You need
you
to
made
sleep.
me hungry.
You need to sleep if you're going to get some spells.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got some food. Hold
Okay.
on.
Oh, I got some
User
food
joined your
too.
channel.
I got some
Confusion for
rations.
Arendelle because he's not on daylight savings.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, he's
I've
here.
had that. I've had that
Yeah,
problem
I
several
see.
times when I lived in Korea. It sucks.
See him right there.
Hello.
Actually,
All right.
Hey.
is that third person? Like, is that another lady?
That was me.
Oh.
I'm having a miserable time understanding you.
Yeah, I was having the same problem with you. I actually thought there was a third
I
female.
don't know. We got. Yeah, it's the time of year when we get a lot of thunderstorms where I'm at, so it happens sometimes. Okay, so it's the next morning. You guys decided to sleep a little bit later so that the spellcasters could do their prayers and studying. After the encounter with the several direwolves, which Kavik managed to skin and
Nice.
save the pelts from, and Aaron, they'll put on a heck of a display of archery.
Oh, yeah, he did. Ooh, badass.
Okay.
His best game is when he wasn't here.
I think he likes that new bow.
You think?
Yeah.
So
All right.
bef-
So are you
before we
guys?
move
What are you
on,
guys doing?
I'll talk. Like I said, it was real restless sleeping, thinking about that those claw marks on that tree, and discussing with the party in the morning about think we ought to do something about that. Something big and bad and nasty is hanging around here. Villagers were saying that there wasn't a whole lot of travel going on here, so apparently something's disrupting it, and we may have found it.
Silver goes,
Um,
absolutely.
Don't we have another mission? Aren't we doing something?
Well, this mission could absolutely possibly be related. I mean, we're looking for a rogue werewolf, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
And in any event, even if
Um,
it's not the same one, we can't leave this one roaming around just free to attack anybody he wants. You saw in Tixos almost got bit.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, but next time might not be so lucky.
Oh, and Kavik, I'd highly suggest if we're going anywhere like, other than Ganbar's Hall, I would suggest that we go down into the plains and travel that way, because we'll move a hell of a lot faster than we will up in these hills. I'm telling you what.
See further too.
Yeah, it's checking out the map here. It looks like it'd probably be feasible. Sounds like a good idea.
And it looks like even if we were going to Ganbar's Halt, we'd probably get there a lot faster by going down into the plains and around that bunch of hills over there to the east. Going straight there
What?
through the hills, it
You
doesn't
guys,
make much sense.
the road you're on that running through the hills is a metalled road, um, and the trails that are shown on Kavik's map that run through the plains and back up towards Gambar's Halt are questionable, since all of that is in the territory of the nomads, and all the sites down there, Chellar's Tower, etc., are ancient sites from before the Sundering that are, people know that they're there, but not what state they're in or anything like that.
I say we go to Bat Country.
Well, if the roads are well established, then that makes travel rather quick, I guess.
Silva asked Kavik if you see any sign of this critter's tracing, or did you see
I
which
just
way
saw
it
the
went?
claw marks as Arendelle. You got any capability of tracking something down?
What would be bloody?
It might work. I'll lead him up there to the tree and show him.
Yeah, drink.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go back, and hopefully it's actually doing something for you guys, because I have a nice big red box saying shit isn't there.
Yeah, we're loaded.
See it. It was up here.
Okay, so
Right, Kavik, it was up here that we.
Yeah. Arendelle, if you move your token up and to the right and swing it on around, you'll come around to where you see me.
okay, this sucks because I don't know. I can't see any tokens moving.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably going to take a minute for it to update. We're on
Good.
the
I'm
east
still at
side
the
of the tree
campsite.
that was clawed. Kavik and Arendelle. Look, there he is on the southern edge of the map. Shoot him.
Okay. Apparently I have to try reloading again because it was good for like 2 minutes and then it went back to your connection to the server has been interrupted.
No, I've been having problems all week with Roll20.
Oh, this is frustrating.
Well, a little theater of the mind won't hurt.
Is that like a technical term?
D&D technical, I guess.
You
Some of us
can
are
use
simple folk.
hunting to attempt to track, but it's at a penalty compared to actually having the tracking skill.
Self is gonna drag her ass up there too and start sniffing.
Oh, while they're doing that, I'm going to look around for psychedelic mushrooms.
Party now.
Further south, so there you go.
I know it's all up on the ground and be like, dog sniffing out a truffle.
Zed, do you have herbalism?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we party tonight.
Okay, give me an herbalism check at S4.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, ow. Oh, woohoo. Sorry, I'm trying to cook my dinner.
Oh, I thought you were. That was for the
No!
roll.
Oh. Sorry, my page reloaded. All of my pages.
Um, trying to track with hunting is -2 on top of the normal tracking modifiers for normal relevant tracking modifiers. I'm not seeing a proficiency check for Zed though, for what you're doing.
I'm still working with it. I had to reload.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay, Zed, you go up searching around the rocks near the pool, the spring and the pool over here. Um, Figuring that's probably your best bet for finding some mushrooms, and you find some fungus growing on the side of the big tree there, but it's not a type you recognize. You don't find anything along the lines you're looking for, though.
Unfortunate.
Okay, Arendelle. As Kvik points out where the claw marks are on the tree here, um, you see some really in the soft dirt on the top of this little bluff. You see some very heavy um, paw marks. There's several different sets of tracks kind of scrambled back and forth. You do find one set where it looks like they all kind of look like wolf's paws, but you find one set, two much deeper than the others, that head off um, to the east and slightly to the south. Uh, Zilpha, you smell werewolf like there's no tomorrow.
Can I track it? Especially if Arendelle's pointing me in that direction, I bet I can.
Between
Sniff,
your
sniff,
nose
sniff.
and Arendelle, I'll use these hunting proficiency for tracking without the penalties, if you're helping with that. No, you don't see that guy down there.
Look, there he is, right there. Let's kill him. Sniff, sniff, sniff.
That's
Yeah,
just where the tracks went. That's where the tracks run off the edge of this map.
Well, Kvik, I think we could definitely find him. Don't you think so, Arendelle?
At least so far, but we need to get the others.
Now we know which way to go. Up. Prep, make sure we're ready. Strategy.
Just out of curiosity, what are we going to do when it turns out to be a 14-year-old daughter of a miller?
Werewolf?
Yeah.
On whether it's still transformed?
Well, it was obviously angry that it didn't kill us, so that's not good.
But it's weird because I'm not transformed and it is, so I wonder if it's stuck in the same the other one was.
You're doing what? I'm just going to empty back the others, Aaron.
Yeah, we're heading back.
I didn't hear what you said you were doing, Zilpha.
I said
I was asking about.
I was saying, I'm not transformed and it is. So, I'm assuming that it's one of those creatures like that attacked Antixos that's kind of trapped. Because why would it be transformed when I'm not? Unless it has the will to transform. Maybe that's another thing. If it knows itself well enough, it can change the will, right? But I remember reading in the thing.
But the moon isn't the only thing that can trigger a lycanthrope to transform. You do know that much.
I know the moon is the main thing, yeah.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, I'm going to keep reading my lycanthrope. Okay, we need to pack up and get headed off. We know it went that way, guys.
Okay, so you're going to continue along the road? Or are you going to try to head down into the hills? Or into the plains?
Thought we were going to try killing this thing.
Yeah. Gotta go.
What thing is that?
That werewolf thing, that big-ass werewolf.
The big, nasty werewolf that...
Oh, that
Apparently
one that
led the
ran
others to
away
attack
from us?
Mm-hmm.
Like a girl?
Is Erendil tracking it?
We can. We came back to get everybody.
Self is helping. I got a good nose on me now.
Well, if we do track it down, maybe we could get some treasure out of it. Maybe it's got a lair or something. I mean, if I was a werewolf and I got my ass kicked, I'd probably go back to my lair to heal.
Well, it never fought us, but
And Tixos did put an arrow in it, I thought.
No, we never got near it.
No, I don't have
think
a
he got near
bow.
it. No. Who's
Arendelle.
Arendelle put an arrow in it.
I don't think so. But
No?
that one never showed its face.
Because I think that's how it landed in the tree.
No, that it was up there watching from the tree.
Probably shot it off the cliff.
No. I mean,
Not
Elena,
my
correct
recollection.
correct one of us, whichever one of us has the wrong recollection. But I don't think it was. It was watching us. It never got shot. It got angry and scratched at the tree, and then when we dispatched the others, it took off. Like it was directing the others or something, and was angry. I got the impression it got angry when we defeated the others, but knew not to mess with us apparently.
Well, which way does its tracks go? Does it
To the
follow
south.
this road or does it go down into the plains?
Southeast.
Well, since the plains are down south and the tracks lead down to the southeast, I guess my vote is to go to the southeast and track this thing down. Maybe we'll get some treasure out of it.
At least we'll kill it if not.
Maybe it knows about the other werewolf if this isn't it. Lots of options to find out, but in any sense, I think that's what we want to do is track this thing down.
Sure is nice having a tracker around, I guess. Although, I bet you we're going to move a lot slower now that we're tracking. Because he's got to keep his
Well,
nose to the ground the whole damn
we're definitely
day.
not heading in the direction we want to go, but it may give us information that will help us where we're going. If this isn't indeed it, maybe it came to us. Who knows?
Exactly.
Or this might be a scout or spy for who we're tracking.
A much larger raiding party.
Need to make sure we're ready in case we come up on it. Then make sure you have your gear ready.
Yep.
I'm going to double check my spell list. And we haven't decided whether we're just going to do a regular camp or camp extra long so the spellcasters can memorize their spells,
Oh.
because we got attacked in the middle of the night last night.
Now we
Yeah,
got
we'll,
the spells.
We'll take the extra rest that we need.
Said we got the extra times. Got the spells.
Okay then. So I got 3 sleep spells memorized. I got a protection from evil. I got protection from poison, a flaming sphere, and a stinking cloud spell. I like that stinking cloud spell. It's kind of like a
What
fart.
does it do?
It's kind of like a fart, except whoever smelt it didn't dealt it, 'cause I have to cast it way far away from myself, otherwise it might make me nauseous. But the cool thing about it is, when it makes you nauseous, you can't do anything but stand there and retch for a little while. So it's pretty cool.
Kind of
gotta,
like when you let loose and we're
Okay.
too close.
you gotta roll a saving throw every round
So-
until you
so-
pass it.
What was the course of action decided on?
Once we're rested up enough that the casters are all ready, we want to follow the tracks.
Yep.
You guys gonna try to track it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Plus, we might get some money and stuff out of it. Hell, maybe even some magic items.
Okay.
Who knows?
Arendelle, I need to.
Oh, yeah. Arendelle, I hope you're good at tracking.
Well, I'm a helping, and I can smell a werewolf a mile away.
I hear rangers get better at tracking every time they level up. I mean, get better at their trade.
He's not a ranger, though.
Oh,
User in
damn
your
it.
channel timed out. User entered your channel.
I heard anyone who's not a ranger has a real big penalty to track. AKA -6.
Okay.
Stop
Let's
helping.
try this again. First, I need a percentile roll from Zilpha.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Using Arendelle's hunting proficiency, you'll be moving slower than normal for tracking. And
That's my favorite number.
okay. Okay, now Arendelle, I need a hunting proficiency check at -3. And Zilpha still seems to have the scent. Okay, so you guys make it a couple hours down into the hills toward the southeast, and so you're smelling the scent of the werewolf still. It's getting really, really faint. And Aaron, you cross a rocky section in the hills, and you just can't find the tracks anymore. It takes about 3 hours into your tracking attempt. So it's about 11 o'clock in the morning now.
Well, we fucked that one up.
Well, maybe
Well,
we followed his old
we had to
path,
try.
or maybe he, maybe we could pick it up on the other side of this rocky area. How far does the rocky area go before we see something that might pick up a better scent? Not that I know such things, because I don't
it's
have
not-
tracking.
The rocky area this little rocky region you're crossing isn't real big, a couple of 100 yards. But as you're moving further from the hills and towards the plains, it's getting a lot drier, and the tracks are just they've gone from paw prints in the soft dirt into to just these little puffs of dust, and it's getting harder and harder to follow the tracks.
Well, I guess if he's after us, he'll come back.
If you do you want to try to pick up the scent again? Give me another percentile roll, and
Let's try one more time. If we've lost it, we've lost it. We'll move on. But I think it was worth a shot to try.
okay. Yeah. So, unfortunately, as the day's progressing, the breeze is picking up, and it's just really scrambling. You smell it. You smell the werewolf scent still, but you can't tell where it's coming from anymore as the wind is starting to pick up. Arendelle, you can do another check to try to track at -6.
It's hunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's using his hunting proficiency instead of tracking, which is why the penalty is bigger than normal. Okay. Yeah, just after you cross, you're scanning around the far side between the breeze messing up the Zopha's trying to follow the scent, and you know you're not an expert tracker. You don't have blood sign or anything like that to follow as after you shot something like you normally used to doing, and you can't find the trail again.
Or is Arendelle? Sorry.
Oh, that's all right, buddy. We can't all be rangers.
All right, let's keep moving. Is it time to cast light and load again, or are we? How many hours have we been traveling? You said about 3 or 4.
You've got about an hour and a half, 2 hours left on your light and load.
Let's keep moving.
So you said the trail through the hills was indeed a very fast traveling road?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have only gone maybe 3 miles into the hills from where you'd camped.
All right. So provided that path was, we're still getting pretty good mileage out of that trail. We'll go ahead and go back and use it and proceed through the hills on it. If
What do
it's
you think,
rough going and
Antixos?
slow, if it's rough going and slow because the trail's not good, bumpy through the hills, then we'll take the plains path. But if I got the impression that it was a very well laid out, very smooth, fast traveling path.
Yeah, you're probably right. If it's a path, we'll probably get through there a hell of a lot faster than, going around in the plains. But that's if the trail's still there. We don't know because, this is from before the Sundering. So,
Yeah,
but I'm willing to bet that it's still a trail because most time
Probably.
trails are game trails.
But this seems to be the caravan trail that
So you're
went
gonna try
around
to-
through the hills. So, right?
The solid line is the caravan road between Brackenpole and Port Harevan.
So it's
The
it's decent traveling.
The dashed lines are the old roads that used to go to the various keeps and towns of the Katoli region.
Right, we'll stick to the caravan trail. I think this should be it's a route that they use all the time.
Yeah, plus we don't want to get down in the clutches of those barbarians down there.
Your silver arrow's handy, though, Aaron. You never know. He might be tracking us.
I actually bought trading supplies just in case we run into those barbarians.
Psychedelic mushrooms you were looking for?
I'm sure they know all about that.
Alrighty then.
Back on track, so to speak.
So, which way are you guys going?
On the caravan path.
Yep, on the road.
On the road again.
Going back up to the main road?
Yes.
Okay, so you finished the day. Didn't lose too much progress once you get back to the road. So not nearly as far as you had the day before. Sorry, I'm gonna move you back a little bit. Are you guys seeing the party token moving, or is that just
Yes.
for me? Because I still have the connection interrupted. Okay.
Yep, we saw it move.
All right, you get back up to the road, moving faster. You're not trying to track anymore, and then you still make it roughly 20 miles, despite the delay trying to track the werewolf. I didn't do the count.
You guys ready to set up camp? Let's find a likely spot. I'll cast the spell.
Yep.
Okay.
Thunderstorms. Oh boy.
Set up camp. Find a likely spot. Get the food going. Spice it up a little bit over here. And Tixos, because I know he doesn't just love the plain gruel that my spell makes, so add a little something to it.
Yeah, I'm missing those scrimp from back home. Mama's scrimp.
How do I get hold of one of them summon scrimp spells?
Okay, so then you're just going to keep continuing traveling down the trade road to Yanbar's Hall
Mm-hmm.
at this point?
Yep. If we have uneventful night, we move on.
Right. So, over the next 9 days, as you're traveling down the trade road, you notice there's no traffic on the road at all, which, being late summer is not what should be happening. At a couple places along the way, you see signs of along the edges of the road, you see signs of where some sort of animals had feasted, and broken bits of wood look like possibly wagon wheels or possibly even some larger boards that could possibly even have been the sides of some wagons. But you don't see any detritus otherwise.
Does it stink of werewolf or just nothing?
Really no way to tell. Most of these signs are weeks old.
Where scrimp?
Are there any
Apparently these giant
damaged
slugs
marks
are dragging
on
some
these?
kind of object behind them, making these wheel tracks. Almost like a wagon or something, I guess.
Escargot, Antixos.
But why would giant snails be
Okay.
traveling with giant boars?
I bet it'd make a tasty meal, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're in
Okay.
Ganbar's Hall.
As you come up to where the map indicates we're looking at Ganbar's Hall, it's around 4 in the afternoon, and you see built into the side of a rocky bluff facing towards the southeast. You see a large stone-built structure and several cavernous openings with looks like stone fences built out around from them. The first one you see is just crammed full of these large, heavy caravan wagons. First glance, it looks like there's probably 40 or 50 in there. There's all sorts of dwarves and humans going back and forth from this building built out of the side of this bluff and to the caverns. One rather cheerful auburn-haired dwarf is standing, and he's directing people back and forth and hollering and hollering at different groups of these other dwarves to. It looks like they're building there's 30 or so dwarves that they're working on cobbling together this big ironwork, almost like a net, but made with solid iron bars from above the fence to the actual wall of the bluff above where all the wagons are stored, and then a second group of maybe 20 more dwarves is building another one over the second cave, and from out of that cave you can hear sounds like a lot of livestock are crammed in there, and you see a younger dwarf. He's full grown, but he's still got the scraggly beard, the same auburn hair as the one that's directing all of this, is running to a stone shed and just dragging out these huge bales of straw and hay, and he starts dragging one of these large bales back towards the shed where it sounds like all the livestock are, and he's got this massive ram that's following him around like a puppy. And he goes dragging, and the ram comes up and butts his head into the backside of the bale and helps him push it. You know, the ram is pushing from the backside as he's dragging it towards where the livestock are. As the one dwarf is directing, there's a couple humans come up. One of them really wearing really fancy clothes. It looks like a gold-studded mantle, leather mantle, and he's got a fiddle slung across his back, and dark leather studded mantle, but it looks like the studs are actually gold. His jerkin is a dark blue, and is wearing some this looks like black dyed leather leggings and boots. And he's going up to this one that's directing all of this and hollering at him, you know, get your workers out of my way. I've got to get my caravan out of here. And the auburn-haired dwarf kind of looks at him. You can see he's got a grin on his face still, but it's kind of the toothy, menacing grin rather than a jovial one, which looks more natural for his face. Or which would be more natural for what you can see of him.
Hey guys, I
And,
think that dwarf's
there's-
trolling them.
Sorry. Until something deals with whatever's tearing apart the caravans, ain't nobody leaving. And he just turns his back on this. You know, it looks like, you know, actually, Antichus and Zilpha, give me an intelligence check.
Yay!
Oh, if I can actually see whatever you roll. You have to tell me what you rolled. Because I'm not seeing anything in the chat log. I'm still
I got a
thinking my
9, so I
connection's
succeeded.
interrupted.
I got a 3, so I succeeded.
Okay, so you both recognize this is the oldest son of the Dartol family, which is they're the family in Port Hervan that controls all of the trade contracts with the dwarves.
Oh yeah.
And you recognize this young man. He's in his early 20s. His name is Brill. And he's kind of. There's been there've been rumors for a couple of years that he's grown attached to a young lady at Carbon Village, which is why he started running the trade supervising the trade caravans going to back and forth to Brack and Pole personally, rather than having one of the family's retainers who caravan masters do make the runs. You've also heard that he's in extremely good standing with the Dwarven King, and is to the point where the Dwarven King has actually gifted him with one of their special war rams, which is an extremely rare honor for the dwarves to bestow on a human.
His name was Brill, Brill.
Was that with a Bravo or with a
Brill,
Victor,
yes,
Elena?
Brill.
With a Bravo?
Yeah, you should.
Bravo, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's already in your journals.
Okay.
Actually.
Oh. Where is he? Regional info?
Say again?
Where do we find him? You say he's in our journals.
And he's listed under Port Hervan.
What hairband?
Brill Dartol. I put the message in Discord with his name. This is really taking me off with Roll20 right now.
Always something. But while you're reloading, I'm going to go take a quick bio. I'll be right back.
Hey, so we were traveling for 9 days to get here?
From where we last were, yeah. From the after the werewolf.
I'm gonna cast Continual Light once a night on our way through here.
Retroactively.
What are you casting Continual Light on?
9 of the 10 daggers I bought.
Nice.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I said 9 of the 10 daggers I bought.
I'm back. Silva wants to talk to this guy.
Um, I I'm not having any issues with templates personally.
Is that a general statement or in response to somebody in particular?
No, and Tixos had asked me a question. I'm trying to reload Roll20. This is, oh my god, this is frustrating. And interrupted again.
The interrupted bar, it goes away after a time. You just have to wait rather than reload. Basically, if you do nothing.
If you do nothing, it goes away faster.
Tends to work most of the time. All the time, yeah.
If you have any other applications open other than Roll20 and TeamSpeak, if you close those, it will speed it up too.
Oh, you know what kept screwing my other DM was his chat history was full.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also delete the chat history, and it sometimes will speed things up like that too.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little 5-minute break. I'm gonna reset my internet connection to see if it helps. Because I'm having a miserable time understanding anything anybody's saying, and I can't even function in Roll20 right now. So,
Yeah.
right back.
Time for a bio. Good time to get a drink.
Yeah.
Although I did just go pee, so I'm good to go.
Pixar, get the f out. That's funnier if you were in the Army or Marines.
I live in an Air Force town.
Yeah, she said you were down in Louisiana.
Yeah, near Barksdale.
User in your channel timed out.
Although I grew up in North Carolina near Fort Bragg, so.
Yeah, that's a lovely town.
Well, I didn't grow up there. I moved down near there when I was a teenager. How much time have you spent at Fort Bragg?
I have not. I could not get stationed there. My whole goal had been second Ranger bat. Or sorry, third Ranger bat. But it did not happen.
Yeah, so seldom does it ever, really.
I don't know. I had a guy leave from Korea. He walked on to second Ranger bat at Benning.
Really?
He got recycled in Ranger school 4 times. Every time they're like, all right, man, you got to go. He was like,
Well, where'd you end up then after you left Korea?
I didn't.
Oh, wait, where are you now?
I'm in Cuba. But this is just an assignment. I'll leave here and go back to Korea. My wife and kids are still in Korea.
Still in Korea? Oh, man.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Cuba?
November, maybe? Sometime. Right before the start of December, I think. I don't know. Like, when you're on mission, it doesn't matter.
Oh, just
Like,
rough timelines or, you know.
Like, yeah, somewhere around the end of November. I think we did.
User joined your channel.
I think we were in Texas for Thanksgiving.
Welcome back.
Back. That's better today.
Okay, it says Roll20 is reloading now.
Hey, did you
It's gonna
hear
be
the
better.
thing about deleting all your chat history out of Roll20? Like your archives?
No, I just rebooted my satellite modem and my Wi-Fi hub. Looks like it's helping so far.
So far.
Yay!
Roll20 is still catching up, but I can like actually, see that you guys have dropped your tokens on the map and all that. That's good.
Exist. Would Zilpha have met this Brill before, or is this somebody she just spies from a distance in town?
It's someone you recognize as he's a very prominent figure in Port Huravan.
He's probably come to the temple a few times or whatever.
Edward has actually encountered Brill before in Dorby Falls. I don't think anybody else in the group has actually encountered him before. Or, sorry, he's the third son, not the oldest son.
Yeah, no. So go check upstairs.
Was
Just want to make sure you didn't.
was Brill in the caravan that we
I
were
misremembered
first
that.
escorting?
No.
Okay.
No, he was in a caravan that the party met before Master Enbrin's caravan left Dorby Falls.
Gotcha.
Zilpha kind of pokes everybody. It's like, that's the guy to talk to right there. The Antixos, there's Brill right there.
I disagree. I think we should talk to the dwarf.
Maybe we should talk to both.
Oh,
You talk
yeah.
to Mr. Fancy
Find
Pants.
out what's going on.
Oh
I
yeah,
did not,
I see
Josh,
Bill.
I can.
I know he's so respected by the dwarves, he could make a nice introduction from us to the dwarf.
Okay.
But I'm figuring.
I don't know.
Okay,
What?
so you're seeing all this as you're coming up to Ganbar's halt. What are you guys doing?
Having
I'm
a
gonna go talk to the
conversation.
kid with the goat.
We're gonna ride up and talk to these guys. Find out
Gotta
what's going
talk to
on.
these guys.
Yeah, just turn it towards the left. There you go.
Okay, as you start riding up towards where the auburn-haired dwarf is directing all this mayhem. You see a sandy blonde-haired dwarven woman kind of poke her head out of the main building, point at you guys approaching him from behind, and she shouts something in Dwarven, and he turns around and he looks and he starts hollering, "Get those animals in the shed! Get them in the shed! Hurry, hurry!" Running up and goes to grab the reins.
From what and why?
Who's in the lead?
Well, Zed said he rode out first.
I was gonna go talk to the kid with the goat.
The goat? What goat?
The ram.
Yeah, the kid with the goat.
Ram. Yeah.
Goat, ram.
Okay, so yeah, he runs up and he grabs the reins of your horse, and literally starts dragging you towards the livestock shed.
Mister, I don't know what you think
And
about that.
waving at the rest of you and hollering, hurry up, get those animals inside, it's almost sundown.
Oh, they're yelling at us.
In that case,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
they were yelling at each other to hide from us. They're
No.
yelling at us to get
Yes.
No,
inside.
no,
Okay,
no,
that
no,
makes
no.
so
He
much
ran
more
up,
sense
grabbed
then.
the reins of whoever's in the lead. Of course.
Like, why
So
are we
what's-
so scary?
Yeah. What's the problem here? What are we running from?
guessing he's going to tell us the two-footed wolf.
Any man or beast outside after sundown's been et in the last 2 months.
By what?
Well, while we do this, let's agree with them and get inside, because at least then we'll be inside with them for the night and we can talk to them then.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Let's agree. Let's not fight. Let's cooperate.
I'm asking questions. I'm not fighting. Trying to get
I'm going to
information.
use my animal handling to help get the animals into the livestock ring.
Okay. He looks at you, Trick, on your boar, and not entirely sure, but ain't been but scraps left. Blood stains, and even
How
had
many?
whole wagons get busted up and disappear.
Sounds like our kind of party. We're in.
No, I've halted every caravan coming down for the last 3 weeks, because ain't nobody gotten through to Carbon
Where's Carvin?
in almost 2 months now. That's the village that right by the big bridge that you guys were at last session.
Ian off the bridge, remember?
Oh, yeah. Good times.
You drink too much. Remember paying off the bridge, but not the name of the
he's
town.
echoing, and he hollers out. Good night, Dunmer. How's everybody? And to the young dwarf, well, what you know, dwarves, he's basically the equivalent of a teenager. He's probably in his mid-20s, and a slightly older dwarven lass come trotting out. One was helping with the comes out of actually the animal shed as the young man is finished pushing this bale of hay and straw into the animal pen, banging and clattering all over as these 20 dwarves are getting this big ironwork kind of net, basically mesh, almost like a portcullis, but it's like wrapped in a quarter dome over where the animals are kept. They're finished getting it anchored into the stone fence posts, and a couple of them are like hanging from ropes on the cliff face, the face of the bluff up above, and driving these big iron spikes through the metalwork into the cliff itself. There's a couple of them, holding each of the three that are suspended as they're trying to drive these big spikes into the rock. But the young man and this dwarf maiden come trotting out, and they help usher you and your animals all right into the pen at first. They don't even let anybody dismount until everybody's inside. All the animals are inside the enclosure, and the last kind of looks back and forth between Zilpha and Arundel, and gives you a nod and bow, and she clutches a symbol of Artis that she's wearing, and gives Zilpha a brief bow, and then once all the animals are in, and they start sorting them out into different types, the horses into one section, and inside this it looks like it was just an overhang under the bluff that has been dug back about 200, 300 feet, and it's well over 150 feet wide. And there's 3 different sections. There's a small one, and you can see two dwarven children with their dad's same auburn hair as the one overseeing everything, most likely his dad. And they look like they're 8 or 9 years old, and they're playing in a pile of root vegetables and throwing them at a couple of boars that are in this one small enclosure. It looks like they're looking for the rotted ones, and trying to pelt the boars on the noses with them. As you're going in, the last gives Zilpha that brief nod, holding her little holy symbol, then runs off and swats the 2 of them on the side of the head, grabs them by their ears, and drags them back out, and heads towards the main building.
That was the blonde-headed dwarf lady that dragged him off.
That was
the one who said, "Get him inside, get him inside." Yeah.
She's kind of got dark. She's kind of got a dark blonde hair. The one that gestured to you with the holy symbol. They get all your horses and mules sorted out into one large section, and there's another huge section on one side where it's got just 70 or 80 of the rams that the dwarves breed up to use as beast of burden and war mounts, and they're completely packed in to the point where they're having trouble moving around. The horse section for the horses is nearly as packed. There's all told, just in this one enclosure, there's probably 250, 300 animals.
Wow. Well, Zilpha's going to hop off of Larry as they come in and present herself to the gentleman. Seems the dwarven gentleman, the redheaded one, seems to be in charge, and say, "Thank you, friend, for your protection. What can I do to assist you in settling the animals for the night?" "My name is Zilpha. Let's get these animals settled."
Indeed. And the young man is, he's got the one ram. He's still trotting around behind him. He's, after they get your animals sorted out and into the pens, he grabs a big pitchfork and he starts tossing these huge masses of hay into the horse enclosure. I mean, he makes a big pile, like 5 feet long and 3 feet high, over, tossing it over the low fence into this big manger.
Well, if there's another pitchfork, Zilpha will grab one and start pitching too.
The one for the rams. And he trots back out and he drags back another big bale the same size and just trying to keep up with all of these animals. Obviously, it's pretty obvious that the enclosures were not intended to keep nearly as many animals as they've got in here.
Too many.
They get all the animals settled, and the auburn-haired dwarf turns back and, "What in the blazes are you all doing out on the road? Didn't nobody in Carbon tell you that they had to close the road here?"
Nope.
Oh yeah, but we didn't listen.
Aye. Blasted dumbass humans. You'd think when we sent warning they'd get the idea. We know what we're talking about.
I don't know. Maybe if that guy lived, they would have taken him more seriously.
Calm when you stopped at Carbon for the night that there was, a few of them wondering, why nobody was coming down from Bracken Pole, but didn't hear anything other than that. So.
So, Edward recognizes Brill, you said?
Yeah. When the dwarf after the woman yelled at him and started running up, he just kind of left the Brill standing in the yard area, kind of staring after. You look back, you can see he's leaning up. He's over by the entrance to the main building now. You can see him across the way.
The horse is taking care of it, and he's dismounted. He'll go up to him. It's like, Brill? Is that you?
Sorry, it's been miserable. Where are my manners? I'm Gunbar. My grandpa built up this halt right after we started expanding back out from the mines 300 odd years ago. Well, pray bless him, he's passed on now and left the place to me. Stupid layabout brothers run off to play soldier. Anyhow, me and my wife Delora, she runs the tap room and the tavern. And, gotta tell you, we ain't got no room to put up any more bodies. But we'll find space on the floor for you, at the very least, if you can stay in. It's most of the damage has been done down to the southwest, but we had a couple caravans that disappeared between here and Reagan. You don't look like traders. What are you all doing in these parts?
Just traveling through.
Okay, I heard two people talking and I didn't understand what either one of you said.
Kvik says just traveling through.
Where you headed then?
Where were we headed? I can't remember the name now. And it's not on this map.
That place we were going. That's where we were.
Yeah.
Where they sent.
Where? Oh, Kvik doesn't remember. He's looking at Zilpha. Where were we headed?
Zilpha would remember, but I do not. Can I make an intelligence check or what? A history check? What should I do?
Okay. All I heard before you started asking about an intelligence check was some chops. So
we don't remember the name of the place.
Hopefully our characters
and you didn't
do.
get a specific place name.
Well, we were headed in that general direction, that one major city that was up just off the map.
Right. Where Alyssa had told you that the last
Bracken Pole.
she had heard that
Bracken Pole. Thank you.
Yeah, I would have found out a lot sooner.
The rogue
But
hunter had said was somewhere up east of Bracken Pole.
yeah.
But she didn't have anything more specific than that.
Right, so that's where we'd say we'd be headed, or Vic would say that we were headed towards Brackenpole. We have business near there.
You got some trade documents or some such?
Not that kind of business. That business is our own.
Oh.
Is that a problem?
No, not really.
Good.
Just you got a big group and a lot of animals and such. But you don't quite look like traders, so I was just wondering what it was about.
Yeah, a little trade here and there, but not specifically trading. Anyway, so what's you know, now that things are settled a bit, maybe you can settle down and explain what the heck's going on.
Alright, well, as you're talking, once the animals are settled, he starts walking escorting you guys back towards the croft. And you can see the dwarves that have been just swarming over, building these big fences over the top sides of the enclosures, or they're kind of, look like they're wrapping up their stuff for the day. Couple are grumbling and furiously trying to get the last few spikes driven in above where all the wagons are crammed in. And as you're walking back to the main building, in where